Hello and welcome to another episode of Eat Smoke Drink. Today I am reviewing the 2019 release of Adelphi Bunnahabhain 10-year-old. It's cask 900022. So 10-year-old Bunnahabhain, clearly it's, I'm going to hazard a guess, it's going to be a sherry cask. Bunnahabhain, an Islay distillery, they do both non-peated and peated, which is fantastic because it's quite interesting to know how Islay whiskey tastes like without peat, and you know, they might still have residual peat or smoke in some of their non-peated spirits, you know, because it may, you know, if they use the same setup, but generally speaking it is not considered to be peated. So Adelphi, quite a one of my favorite bottlers. Always a treat. Let's get nosing. I can get quite a heavy salinity straight away in there. Very concentrated sweetness. Reduced plum jam. Brown sugar. Now I don't know if this has been aged in Adelphi and sherry, but I am getting what I would consider to be a reminiscent of a bourbon influence. That sweet vanilla, sweet coconut. But it's pretty intense sherry influence in there. I'm also getting an earthiness to it. Stones, minerality, damp gravel. Burnt butter. Let's try the one with water. The sweetness comes through a lot more. The earthiness subsides, the minerality subsides. The salinity does pop out a little bit. I'm losing a bit of that jam. But still both very pleasant on the nose, but very intensely flavored. Very intensely flavored. Let's try it without water. Take a sip. Whoa. There is a distinct savoriness to that. And quite a robust fire as well. I mean, this one here is 58.9%. That's almost 60. That's a beast. That's a beast whiskey. That plum jam definitely comes through quite a bit. Burnt sugar, burnt butter, a bit of caramel, fudge. The mouthfeel is thick, it's chewy. A bit of spice to it, a black pepper spice. It is slightly meaty, I can't put my finger on it. I would say salami. I would say, no, I take that back. It's not salami. There's a slight meatiness to it. Actually, I'd probably say the minerality kind of reminds me of a steak. Quite steaky. Not smoky or anything like that, just steaky. There is a slight smoke to it. I am getting a slight smoke on the palate, but it's not overly smoky in my opinion. There's a fragrance to it. Rose water. But it's quite sweet. The second sip onward, it's quite a sweet whiskey with a bit of meatiness to it. It's a delicious dram. And look, Bunnahabhain, when it comes to Bunnahabhain and Adelphi, I think it's a match made in heaven, as they do things like Kalila, Mortlach, Bowmore. That's also a match made in heaven. So let's try the sample with with water. Give me another chance, right? I'm gonna go for it now. Mind you, I've just opened this quite recently. Maybe when it brews, it's gonna get a little bit, it'll change a little bit, but with water, it unlocks a bit more flavor in there. I'm getting some earthiness, some cola, some root beer. I'm getting a slight herbal note to it. It's giving me more. It's a very progressive whiskey. It just keeps building in the palate. And the finish is actually enhanced with a few drops of water. That rose water, there's a rose water note to it, and I quite like that fragrance. I'm getting a bit of Dutch licorice, you know, that hard salty Dutch licorice in there. Salinity comes through a little bit more with water as well. Actually, all the flavors tend to be more pronounced with water. The spice, the sweetness, the meatiness, everything pops out a little bit more, but with some extras in there. I think that putting a little bit of water does release some of that flavor in this case, so that's quite nice. I quite like it. There's a slight bitterness towards the end as well, which is that earthiness. I can't put my finger on how to describe it, but it is an earthiness, a slight dirtiness on the palate, and I like that. It's rugged around the edges, but it's got a focus. It's fantastic, very delicious. Cigar pairings. Look, this whiskey is a face kicker. So another face-kicking cigar might not be the best option for a lot of people. I'd say a mild cigar, a mild Arturo Fuente or a mild Cuban cigar would be suited for this particular whiskey. And even if whatever cigar you choose, this will hold its own. This is such a potent whiskey that you can throw whatever you're at it and you will still be able to appreciate it and get some flavors out of there, so it's not going to drown. Thank you very much for joining me today. Until next time, make sure you eat, you smoke, you drink. Cheers.